The worst person I met award.
Oh, for me, it's so easy.
Go on.
Mizkif.
For the past few months, TommyInnit's been kind of going against the grain with a lot of the content creators he used to associate with, right? Logan Paul, KSI, Mr. Beast, people like that, and calling out other content creators in maybe more of a commentary fashion, like he did the weekly news thing. And I've said plenty of times on my social media and stuff, very much seems like that's the direction he's going, where he just wants to speak out about any YouTuber for any which reason. Overall, I think this is a good step for TommyInnit, right? Speaking out against other big popular content creators. It's something you don't really see from other really big successful content creators who didn't originally start off by critiquing others. And, you know, I think it's always nice to see other bigger content creators calling out other bigger content creators. But I've had my fair share of concerns about how he will go about it or how he is going about it. And for me, that's kind of been affirmed by the most recent drama that he's got himself involved in with Mizkif. Now, this happened on his paywall podcast type thing he's got going on right now with Jack Manifold. A similar drama kind of occurred when him and Jack Manifold and Filzer spoke out about Dream on, you know, this said show.
The worst person I met award.
Oh, for me, it's so easy.
Go on.
Mizkif.
Okay, fair enough, Tommy, you don't like Mizkif, and trust me, there are plenty of reasons not to like Mizkif as a content creator or as a person. Like genuinely plenty. But Tommy, please enlighten us, why don't you like the guy?
Piss me off, the twat. Just the way he looks.
You like barely even met him. You just like
He just
stood
wouldn't
near him for a bit.
Oh, I hate it. Have you ever just hated someone based off nothing?
I mean, yes, that's a pretty normal human thing, right? I think everybody's experienced that at least once. But surely Tommy knows that this is going to get clipped up, put on Twitter, and this is going to cause controversy and drama around him and Mizkif, right? Like, surely he's aware of that. And I mean, damn, that's literally what just happened with Dream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I wasn't based
why
off
am I
nothing.
asking you?
People like to say it's based off nothing.
No,
but it's
stop
based off
banging on
so
about
much.
it. Anyway, I had to stand next to him for a bit, and I've never just genuinely hated every word and movement someone did. I also was very tired and wanted to see my friends, and I didn't get to see my friends. I got to see Mizkif. Socially inept Mizkif. He wouldn't leave me alone when I clearly was giving off all the signals for him to piss off.
I mean, I do get it, right? I think people are blowing this situation, again, like most situations, way out of the water, right? Way out of proportion, right? He's just said what he was feeling at the time, but I feel like he's over-exaggerating just a little bit, right? Maybe just a tad. I mean, regardless, even if he did over-exaggerate any bit or whatever, right? Regardless of what he says about another content creator, especially when it's negative, it's always going to be clipped up and turned into some type of controversy. That's just how the internet works, especially when you were a bigger content creator.
And I kept sort of going, and stealing this way. And then he'd stand there and go, and he'd ask me another question. Like, you don't see, and he asked me some weird shit, like, you don't seem like a happy man. I'm like, what do you even say back to that, Mizkif? I don't know you. I genuinely, when I become an actor and I want to, like, get angry for a role, I'll think about that.
You'll picture Mizkif.
I'll genuinely just picture that interaction, and I'll get so angry. Made me so pissed
Now,
off.
this clip has stirred up quite a bit of controversy online, right? There's quite a few people that do agree with Tommy, but there's also a lot of people that are, you know, a bit angry. Like, honestly, this situation isn't anything big, right, whatsoever. TommyInnit's just voicing what he felt when he met Mizkif, right? Definitely a lot of over-exaggerated parts in there, but that's really it. But Mizkif did end up responding originally on Twitter, just calling him British, and he also responded on stream.
When I was talking to TommyInnit, he was probably one of the most insufferable people that I've ever talked to in my fucking life.
Again, just like when TommyInnit was talking about Mizkif and saying he didn't like him or whatever, him saying that has also stirred up a little bit of controversy with TommyInnit fans. And I mean, like, I don't know what some people expected, right? TommyInnit's voiced his opinions on Mizkif, right? You know, said he's the worst person he's met in, like, a certain time of frame or whatever. Of course, Mizkif was going to respond in some way, shape, or form, especially like this. It is also worth noting, before we continue with Mizkif's response to TommyInnit, right? There's also this clip floating around of TommyInnit talking about Mizkif and, you know, his experience talking to Mizkif.
And little weaselly Mizkif rolls around to me. He's like, and I'm like, shut up, Mizkif. And he goes, and I'm dead inside. And he looks at me, and I go, this is what I say to him. I go, you're right? And he goes, what do you mean, am I all right? And he takes it as an insult because Americans are stupid. And he goes, are you all right? And he's like, what do you mean, am I all right? And he starts getting tense with me. And I'm like, are you all right? And he's like, what do you mean, am I all right? And I was like, how you doing? He's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm fine. Why don't you just say that? And I was like, so hungry. The little stupid Mizkif's down here looking up at me. I'm getting so annoyed. and then he starts going, "You look really dead inside. You look really dead inside."
Apparently, according to TommyInnit, this is what Mizkif was doing, right? Saying that you look so dead inside, right? Getting really irritated with Tommy pretty very quickly, right? Not a great interaction, and constantly telling him that Tommy looks dead inside, according to Tommy this is. So let's go back to Mizkif's response to see what he was saying about this whole situation and everything going on.
When I was sitting there waiting for Masayoshi to pop up, TommyInnit is just standing there like a complete prick and looking like such a jackass. I'm trying to just sit there and wait for Masayoshi. I say hello to him, and he gives me the rudest stare you could ever imagine. I'm like, what is your problem? What the hell did I do to you, you stupid...
Okay, I know I was saying that maybe TommyInnit was over-exaggerated, right? Maybe a little bit of an overreaction. I think Mizkif might be overreacting just slightly. It's like, yes, they clearly had an awkward encounter, right? Where they really weren't on the same page. It was maybe a bit annoying, but Jesus Christ, man, I don't think this situation is as serious whatsoever.
So we're just standing there, and I'm like, how you doing? I'm just trying to make small talk with the guy, because the guy's acting like such a jackass, looking at me like I did something wrong to him. It's like, newsflash, bro. Schlatt still messages me, okay? Put your fucking little TommyInnit button up away, little pussy-ass bitch.
This is honestly just such a strange reaction, right? I know TommyInnit called, like, Mizkif a weasel, right? But he was joking about it or whatever. Mizkif seems genuinely hurt by what Tommy's been saying. I don't know why he's acting so aggressive here. I honestly and seriously don't know what this is meant to achieve, because Mizkif just comes off as absolutely insufferable.
So I'm looking at this kid, I'm like, I don't even want to talk to you right now, but I might as well make small talk, because we're both just clearly standing here, and I don't like you. What's up? And I said some shit, I'm like, how you doing or something. And he gives me the rudest stare back. And I'm like, I fucking hate this kid, but no one's around this poor little fellow at TwitchCon, and he probably lost his mom. So I'm just gonna sit here and talk to the kid until Dr. Disrespect shows up and probably gives him a kiss on the
I mean,
cheek.
he's acting here like he has to talk to TommyInnit, right? I really don't like this guy. I really don't like this guy going into this conversation, but I have to talk to him, right? I have to give him small talk. Realistically, you don't, right? You could have just sat there, walked on, moved away from the guy, right? Even if you could have done that, right? No small talk needed to happen, realistically, right? Watching two content creators make a massive situation out of, you know, basically nothing is just great.
So I'm like, Tommy, how you doing? Like, you know, are you doing well? Like, is things going well? Oh, your friend got canceled? Coincidence. So did mine. We both have friends that got canceled. Very interesting stuff. And he's giving me such rude attitude the entire fucking...
I mean, to be fair, right, if that's what you're talking about, right, oh yeah, like last time your friend got cancelled, right, but maybe it's not the most comfortable conversation to be having with a guy that you really haven't spoken to before. And then Mizkif, because for whatever reason he really cares about the situation, right, he tries to get his side backed up here.
So he was standing there by himself waiting for an Uber. I think you went up to him and you were like, yo, Tommy, and he was like, oh, hi. And then he was just kind of like standing there.
It just seems like a bit of an awkward encounter. I don't know why it's got to such a big extent where it's even a situation where you have to get a few sides in to clarify.
To make jokes, but he was like obviously tired or something, and he was like kind of ignoring you, and then he just like got in the Uber without saying bye. I think. I don't remember.
So he was right. You literally just said that he was right. You
I didn't say you were
so
annoying.
you're saying I was weird, annoying, and he got out of the Uber
That's
and
what I
left.
remember happening.
I mean, you know it's bad, right, when you've asked another individual, right? Like, come on, you were here with me, right? Like, they come and back up my side, and they've backed up TommyInnit side, right? Like, regardless if you think maybe TommyInnit was over-exaggerating a couple of things, right? It seems like his was the most realistic thing, right? He was tired, was a bit of an awkward encounter. That's it, right? And that's genuinely all it is. I don't know when Mizkif is adding all these layers to it.
So he was complete. So I was annoying. He gave me weird looks. I just didn't get the social cues, and I fucking cried, and I should have left.
Well, I think a lot of people get, what's the word, like, very tired and overwhelmed going to cons and shit.
See, but I don't.
Overstimulated.
But I don't. That's the thing. When I'm at the cons, I'm like, woo.
Look, Mizkif, I'm absolutely over the moon for you, right? That you don't get tired at TwitchCons whatsoever, right? But clearly for this one, TommyInnit was a bit tired, right? Like, get over it, right? Like, it's just because you don't, doesn't mean that no one else will. Mizkif also went on, like, a massive rant about Dexerto in this whole situation, right? XQC kind of, like, you know, weighed in on this a little bit for whatever reason. All of this is just an incredible overreaction and a bit cringe, right? Mainly on Mizkif's side, right? Mizkif seems to, like, be inflating this situation to make it a situation in the first place. TommyInnit just called him a weasel, right? Over-exaggerate a few bits, but that was honestly it, right? Like, I really don't get why this is a big thing in the first place. Mizkif just really didn't help himself by how he responded, and the story that he was telling about all of this, right? Just Didn't make any sense. But everybody that is watching today's video, what's your thoughts on the situation? What side are you on, right? If there are any sides, right? Please feel free to comment down below. And whilst you're down there, you might as well subscribe. But I've been your host, Samuel. I'm slowly losing my hearing, and I will catch you back in the next YouTube video.